Welcome to the Art of Yoga Project. My name is Pam and I'm going to take you in an easy flow today to open hips. Get yourself comfortable on your mat, maybe grounding in through your sit bones, maybe crossing the legs. I place one ankle in front of the other. It's more comfortable for me. So find yourself a comfortable seat. And if possible, take two blocks. You might need a block or two in your flow practice today. So always good to have those close to you. We're going to take a nice comfortable seat and center ourselves. We want to feel really present on the mat. The mat is our safe haven. It's good to bring our minds to the present moment where we are right now and then begin to move with the body. So grounding the sit bones into the mat, growing tall, being conscious of your posture, so the shoulders right over the hips, and then taking the arms out to the side, or maybe bringing them to your lap or in the center where your feet are, wherever is comfortable. Roll the shoulders down the back, and then look forward. Maybe you have something in front of your mat to focus on like I do, or maybe you're just taking a light gaze onto the floor ahead of you. If you feel comfortable, you can even close the eyes and really feel centered in this mat. Seated here, ready to begin your practice. I want to thank you all for taking the time to be on your mat today, to show yourself some love, directing that compassion and kindness towards yourself today. So rather than looking for a perfect pose, maybe concentrate on showing yourself some love and respect and find some joy on the mat. Let's begin to be conscious of not only our posture and finding stillness in our seat here, but also bring your attention to your breath. We're going to breathe deeply in through the nose. Fill your lungs. When you breathe automatically, sometimes we don't use the full capacity of our lungs. Breathe deeply into the lungs. Let the belly expand. Fill yourself with that life's prana. And then exhale all the air out through the nose. So yogic breath is done in and out through the nose. It's called victorious or joyous breath. So bring that deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Continue to breathe as you bring your hands out to the side. So if you already have your hands out, maybe placing your fingertips to the floor. Really feel nice and grounded here. Raise the crown of the head a little bit further up towards the sky. Hold everything the way it is and just drop the chin to the chest. Let the head feel heavy. Start to begin to relax in the back of the neck, the shoulders. Let's take two full breaths in and out through the back of the neck here. As you breathe out, maybe letting all the tensions and worries go through your fingertips into the earth. As you inhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Take your left shoulder and drop it a little bit further down towards the floor. Stretch your fingertips out. Really feel the stretch on the left-hand side. Drop your head down to center, and then bring your ear to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Drop the right shoulder and crawl the fingers out as far as they'll go. Drop your head forward again, and with your breath, inhale the head to one side, and then exhale down to center. Inhale to the other side, and down to center. Use your breath to direct your movements, being really conscious of that breath. We're coming through one more time on each side. Inhales bring you up. Exhales take you once again towards the floor, chin to chest. Like take two more breaths here through the back of the neck. And then slowly inhale. We're going to take our arms up to the sky, maybe looking up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to take ourselves down into a twist. So your left hand onto your right knee. Really breathe that spine nice and long. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. You're twisting the rib cage, the upper body, towards the right side, and you're leaving your hips squared with the front of the mat. Inhale, arms go up again towards the sky, reaching everything up. Exhale, lower to the left. So your right hand on the left knee, left hand behind. Always keep the spine nice and long with your inhales. Look over your left shoulder with your exhale. So releasing to the left side here. One more breath. And then take your arms up here and bring your hands into prayer. Let's close our eyes for a moment or focus down on the floor. Maybe taking an affirmation before our practice. An affirmation of self-love and self-care. Show the self-care you feel for yourself by bringing yourself onto your mat. So now continue that through our practice. I, as much as anyone in the universe, deserves my love and affection. So concentrate on making yourself happy today, respecting the body, and moving with loving kindness. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hands down to your lap. We're going to slowly make our way into a tabletop position. So you're going to take your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and push the floor away, creating a nice flat back. So separate the shoulder blades here by actively pushing against the floor, and then take those low abs in. The abdominal muscles below the belly button, kind of engage them so that you're making a nice flat back here. We're going to do a few cat and cows in this tabletop. So releasing your belly towards the floor, tailbone and chin go up. Exhale, really push against the floor, round the back. Let's come through a few more, just two more just like that. Really taking different shapes, stretching the spine. And then once again, coming back to center here. We're going to create that nice flat back. And then we're going to take ourselves into our child's pose. So widen your knees, come back onto your heels. So if you want to use one of your blocks to sit on and create a little more height for yourself, you can. I'm going to fix my microphone here before I come into child's pose. Slide the hands out, spread the fingers, take the forehead to the floor, or use your second block for your forehead. Find a place where you feel a gentle opening of the hips. The belly just falls right through in the center. And then begin to engage the arms by stretching the fingers as far forward as they'll go. As the hips reach backward, your fingertips reach forward, and you press into each and every fingertip. Keep those shoulders active. Let's take two more breaths here in our child's pose. Nice inhales and exhales through the nose. And then as you exhale next time, curling the toes underneath you, coming into your downward facing dog. So gently bending one knee and then the other, just walk those feet out, pressing the heels towards the floor. So not necessary to touch the floor right now, but you're just pressing the heels, getting a nice calf and hamstring stretch. As you exhale, breathe your heart towards the back of the room. So take your head and just let it hang in between the arms. Keep movement in your downward dog, or maybe find stillness as you press the heels into the floor. One more exhale brings the chest towards the back of the mat. You really want to take your head and bring it between the arms, maybe nodding the head yes and no, relaxing that back of the neck, the cervical spine. We're going to come forward here into plank. So bring the shoulders over the wrists, maybe dropping your left knee and taking your right knee to the outside of your right shoulder. Stretch that right leg out, bend backwards, get a nice calf stretch. Bring that heel once again over the ball of the right foot and come back into downward facing dog. We're going to do two more times here. Exhale, take that left knee down. Take that right knee to your left elbow. So crossing the body now. Stretch the leg out, once again into downward facing dog. One more time here. We're going to take that left knee down perhaps, or if you want to challenge yourself, keep the left knee up. Take the right knee into your belly. So you're reaching the knee towards the nose towards the knee. Really engage through the core. Bring that right leg back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here in your downward dog. Choose movement or stillness, whatever feels better for you. You can breathe out through the mouth anytime you need to release judgments, any kind of tension in the body. We just want to be here with our body, concentrating on the movement that we're doing. So just inhale here, maybe dropping the right knee, taking the left knee to the outside of the shoulder, and then stretching it back. Take your heel to the back of the mat here. You're stretching the calf muscles. Bring yourself back to center. Heel over the ball of the foot. Reach back into downward facing dog. 2 more times. Coming forward into plank, maybe dropping the right knee and taking the left knee to the opposite elbow. Stretch the leg back, come back into downward facing dog. One last time, maybe we challenge ourselves, stay in that full plank pose. Take that left knee into the belly, into the chest. Take the nose to the knee, hold here. Stretch the leg back, exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And then look to the top of the mat. We're going to walk our feet forward. Slowly find the top of the mat. Let the shoulders roll forward. Grab opposite elbows and come into your ragdoll. So gentle twist side to side. You're just trying to find some length in the side bodies. Exhale the hands to the floor. The chin is heavy. Roll yourself up. 1 vertebra at a time. Feel really grounded into the mat. Spread your toes. Press through all of your feet. Inhale, arms go up, gaze goes up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. This is sometimes called monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, all the way up. Upward facing salute. Exhale, come forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, right and left foot into plank pose. Let's hold here for a breath, and then exhale, knees, chest and chin towards the floor as you hug your elbows close. Flatten your feet, push against the feet as you push the floor away. Find cobra. Exhale, take your forehead to the mat, curl the toes, and reach up into your downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Press down into your left heel now. Find your right leg coming up, the knee finding the ceiling, and drop your heel towards the glutes. So you're really stacking your right hip on top of the left. Press evenly into both hands. Take 1 more breath here. Knee is nice and high. Exhale, knee to nose. So come forward in that position we found at the beginning, and then step your foot between the hands. Sometimes that foot gets stuck back here. You're going to just bring it forward so that the ankle is right underneath the knee. Drop your back knee and come into your low lunge. Let your hips relax towards the floor. Inhale, arms go up. Relax the shoulders down the back. Soften through your elbows. Let's come through 1 more breath here, looking up between our arms, feeling the opening in the right leg as well as your left quadriceps, so the front of the left leg. Exhale the hands to the floor. We're going to move back into our half splits. So we're going to take ourselves back into our half splits, walking the fingertips back. Flex your right toes up. Maybe you curl your left toes and sit back on the toes. You can stretch your foot at the same time, or maybe you're a little bit higher. Maybe you're even on blocks, but what you want to feel is a stretch behind your right leg. Maybe you fall forward a little bit more and maybe not. So find what works for you. No pain, just a gentle stretch. Inhale, come up once again, press and let those hips come down towards the floor. Heel toe that right leg to the side, and we're going to bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. We're going to take a few push-ups here. So they can be wide arm push-ups. The elbows can go out to the side. It doesn't have to be chaturanga arms. If you need to be on blocks, you can certainly bring the floor a little closer. And then we're going to exhale. Take the elbows out. Take yourself down as far as you go. Push the floor away. 2 more just like that. Exhale down towards the floor. And then push the floor away. This is good for the arms and shoulders. Exhale down. Inhale, push your way back up. Both hands are inside the right foot, so let's heel toe that right foot into the center of the mat and pick up your back knee. We're going to come into a nice easy twist here. Left hand stays down to the floor or to a block, right arm reaches up to the sky. So you're taking yourself all the way into a nice twist. And then exhale back down. We're going to lower that knee, take our right foot back to meet the left, knees, chest, chin towards the floor. Inhale, cobra, really pressing through those feet. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's come to the other side. So finding yourself in downward dog, my mic keeps, okay, I'm adjusting that. Stay in your downward dog here. And then let's take that left leg high. We're going to press into the right heel, bend the left knee and send it to the sky. Drop your foot towards the glutes. Let's hold for 2 breaths here as you take your knee farther towards the sky, stacking the left hip over the right while you keep even pressure in your hands. So you're just turning from the lower body. Exhale, bring yourself into your plank pose. Take your knee into your chest. Look between the hands. Step yourself through, find your low lunge. So we're going to push the hips forward and just allow them to rest towards the mat as we take our arms up. So we're going to take the arms up towards the sky, relax the shoulders, soft elbows, just looking between the arms if you can, looking up. Nice deep breaths here. Allow the hips to lower down towards the mat with it each and every breath. Let's exhale, hands to the floor. We're going to find our half splits. So we're going to flex those left toes and walk yourself back. Fingertips walk back. Maybe you curl those back toes and sit directly on your right foot. So if you're not there yet, you can hold yourself higher. Just as long as you're feeling that stretch in your left leg, allow the body to fold towards the leg. Nice deep inhales and exhales here. Always breathing deeply and doing what you can within your own body, what feels good to you. Showing that respect and self-love. Slowly come back. We're going to find those arms around the feet once again and walk the foot out. So the left foot walks out to the side of the mat. Both hands are inside that left foot. Use your blocks or directly onto the mat. We're going to do those push-ups. Exhale. Let the elbows bend. Inhale, straighten the arms. 2 more times. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. 1 more time. Exhale, bend. Try to get yourself as low to the floor as you can. Really push the floor away. And then heel toe that left foot into the center. Pick up that back knee and take that twist. Nice easy twist here. You want to reach up with that left hand, not sink down into the right shoulder. Exhale here. Maybe right knee comes down, left knee comes down, knees, chest, chin, or if you want to challenge yourself, chaturanga, legs are straight. Inhale, upward facing dog, or find that cobra with bent elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths here, taking 2 more breaths in your downward dog. Widen the knees. Let the big toes come together and once again find that child's pose, your extended child's pose. Perhaps the elbows can come to the floor this time and we can take a more relaxed child's pose. Take your palms towards the sky and just find a few moments of stillness. So in yoga we have a balance of activity, which is good for the physical body, and stillness, which is good for our mind. We need a little more peace and calm. Finding that stillness for 1 more breath, and then pushing our way up into a seat. We're going to come to face the side of the mat. So nice wide-legged stance. We're going to have the right knee bent, the left knee straight. We're going to turn our chest towards the left leg, flex the left toes towards the face, and just allow yourself to melt down towards that left leg. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the low back here in the hip area. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then slowly walk your way up. Let's cross that right foot over the left. We're going to take a little twist. So we'll take a twist to the right. Right hand behind, left arm. So if your elbow doesn't reach outside, you can always just grab the knee with your hand and twist. And then slowly release that. Let's bring ourselves into a wide-legged stance once again. Opposite foot into the inner thigh. Turn your chest towards the right foot. Exhale down. Just allow yourself to release. Bend the elbows. Press the palms lightly into the floor. And then raise yourself up here. Let's take that left leg across the right. Find your twist. So either the elbow or the hand onto the knee. Twist behind. A little deeper of a twist than we found at the beginning of class. And then exhale, release. We're going to face the front of the mat. Bring one of your blocks with you as you slowly roll down. We're going to roll down to a supine position. Bring your feet underneath your knees and let's lift up here. We're going to lift up into our bridge pose. So as we lift the hips, we're going to slip the block underneath, coming to a restorative bridge. So let's take ourselves into restorative bridge. Press our palms into the floor and then press the feet into the floor. Make sure your feet are right underneath your knees. The legs are pretty close to the body. If you want to become active in your bridge pose, we're going to push into the heels and lift slightly off the block. So we're going to bring ourselves off the block, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly sink back down into the block. Curl your tailbone a little bit so that your pelvis is flat onto the block. And then raise that right leg up to the sky. Let's come into supine pigeon here. We're just going to let that right knee drop towards the floor, forming a figure 4. And you can stay here in your restorative if that's what your body's calling for today. Or lift yourself with that one foot. Press the left foot into the floor, open the right knee, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Curl back onto the block. Take that right leg and place it to the floor. And do the same thing on the other side. So take that left leg up, create that figure 4. Remember that left knee is trying to relax down towards the mat. Stay here in your restorative bridge, or you can lift yourself up to pigeon here. Active pigeon for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rolling down here. We're going to let those toes reach in one direction here with the block underneath and place those arms over our head. Give yourself a nice stretch here. Take a couple of breaths through the spine. Let the hands drop forward again. We're just going to take ourselves into waterfall pose. So bending both knees and lifting the feet to the sky. Let's spend a few breaths here, just really relaxing into the block. Neither point nor flex your feet. Just allow them to relax. Maybe even close your eyes here. Find a couple of breaths where the blood flow is now coming easily towards the brain and the heart. So it's a nice way to calm and feel more peaceful. 2 more breaths. Slowly bend one knee and then the other. Take the feet back down to the floor. Lift yourself off your block and slowly roll your spine back to the floor. We're going to take the knees into the chest. Maybe take the nose to the knees and rock side to side. Massage the low back here. Give yourself a little massage, flattening the back against the floor. Arms go out to a T. We're going to take those knees and gently let them fall to the right. Maybe you take your right hand and gently press down on your left leg. Make sure your left shoulder is onto the mat and you're looking towards your left hand. Gentle supine twist here. Inhale, gaze goes to the sky. Arms come back to a T. Take those knees from the center and place them to the left. Maybe use your left hand on your right knee to increase that stretch. Look away from your knees. Bring the gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. One more hug. Knees into the chest. Maybe take the nose to the knees and rock side to side. Head and shoulders come back towards the mat. Spread the knees underneath your armpits. And then maybe stay here rocking back and forth, just cradling the knees. Or maybe take the hands inside the knees and draw the feet up, holding to the outside of the feet, coming into happy baby pose. So heels are right over the knees. You're rocking back and forth. Just a few times here. Find the spine nice and long on the mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to release one leg and then the other and come into your final and probably the most important pose. You're going to relax and release into your Shavasana. Find your safety zone, your mat, and really press into that mat. Allow yourself to surrender into the mat. If you're comfortable, close the eyes. Let the fingers curl up. Hands and feet are relaxed. The pelvis feels heavy onto the mat. Shoulders open up and press gently towards the mat. The back of the head is heavy as well. Find a few moments of stillness here, just of calm, as if you were just about to take a nap. Let your breath happen on its own. And find that peaceful, happy place for yourself. If you're able to, stay here at least 2 or 3 more minutes. And if you're ready to release yourself from Shavasana, gently make your way into a fetal position, knees bent, rolling over to one side, and then gently find a seat on your mat once again, where we started. Place your hands into heart center in Anjali Mudra or prayer. And then find yourself thinking about that affirmation we made at the beginning of practice. I, myself, as well as anyone in the universe, deserve my love and affection. Take that self-care, self-love, and respect off the mat today. Thank you so much for joining Art of Yoga Project YouTube and me. Thank you for making your way to your mat and showing yourself some self-love. Until I see you again, Namaste.